Hi guys. All right, let's continue our class. Today I asked a question, cause and effect. And the reason I asked that, I'm obviously going to make the follow-up video to my questions. I should have been doing this all along. All right, cause and effect. So the question I ask is what is the difference and how does it matter and why is it important to be able to separate the two? So as you know, if Neville Goddard, the Bible, and everything else teaches, you cannot be divided. So as such, the very first thing that we are taught is that you are first cause of every effect. Another statement that is made is the kingdom is within you, not externally. So today I want to talk to you about how understanding that you are first cause changes everything in your life. It actually makes it so you can be unconditionally happy. Unconditionally happy. Do you guys understand that value? Okay? The reason this is so important is because the truth is, as first cause, we are typically blinded by the effects that we have made. Okay? And as such, and I'm going to put myself out of business. It's okay. My job is to empower you, right? Not to have you depending on me. All right. So the reason it is so important to understand this is because you are told the kingdom is within. This means that everything that you are experiencing, you have made. There is no question. There is no going back. You have made it, okay? In order to stop feeling like a victim to your creation, you must understand how you made it. So what is the first cause of every effect? In the Gospel of Thomas, we're asked to understand, have you found the beginning yet? That you ask where the end is. It is such an important statement because a lot of you, I'm about to teach this Gospel of Thomas class once I move. And if you understood its value, you would sign up in a heartbeat because it actually tells you how you make reality and how to empower yourself. And it actually tells you how the Bible is your universal manual for creation. But at the end of the day, let's get back to this, right? You should never, ever question why of causation. Why of causation is the reason that you suffer for anything in your life. Because you created it. You are the cause. The minute you understand how you are the cause of every effect in your life, all worry should stop. All anxiety should stop. Everything should end right there because your unconditional happiness is attainable when you understand one thing, okay? What you made is temporary based on your state. If you change the way that you are thinking, the outer world changes. What has been solidified is actually serving you. Because it's letting you know how you are thinking, you must return to the first cause. There is no other first cause except how you are thinking. This is animating a carcass outside of you in your image. It's such a simple thing. It's so simple, it's like ridiculous. Okay? So, let's get back to this, right? I'm going to say this, I'm going to read this out loud to you, okay? Metaphysically, we are becoming the cause to our effect by our thinking and deepest beliefs, okay? Our conscious mind is the point where cause begins, okay? So you must find the beginning. What this means is you must be able to look at what's in front of your face in order to understand what's behind it, okay? You guys call me and you want to understand, I don't know how I made this, or how did I do this, or how did I do that, or any of those things. That's the problem. Because a lot of you say, oh, I don't want to tell you your story because I don't want to repeat it. Baby love, if you don't tell me the story, I can't see how you're thinking. I can't see how you're thinking. Most of you don't understand how I see. See, you guys tell me a story, and instead of hearing the story, I see the picture that you made, so that I can see what you made in 3D. But you made it. There's no exceptions to this. Like ever. There is no other cause. You are it. Right? If you understand that, then 3D should not be bringing its creator to its knees. This is wrong. This is called sleep. It is very much called sleep. Okay? You ever notice how anxious you feel when you're trying to resist what you created? How you feel uneasy because you're trying to fix it and you're so concerned with what's out there that you're driving yourself mad trying to figure out, how do I change this? How do I undo this thing? Okay? Well, aren't you told the kingdom is not out there? And that sounds so confusing because everything looks like it's outside of you, does it not? It looks like it. But I told you, and I keep telling you, your eyes reflect back what's within your freaking skull. And what has been solidified was made in here. The invisible power that is animating every single carcass is the way that you believe. And that is why you will draw these experiences to you, because your state is creating the circumstances that you are in. That is the absolute best news ever. It's the best news ever. As soon as you stop resisting it, you can see how you are serving either as your obstacle or upholding that which you wish to create. Okay? Because it's already been created. You're the source of everything. You are literally the mirror, the source image behind the mirror. Okay? So, if you do not change the way that you think, outside will not change. Bottom line, it's a mirror. In love is love reflected. Okay? You're not struggling against yourself. Okay? Unless you don't understand what's in front of your face. If you don't understand what's in front of your face, then you don't understand how you made it, and then you have the audacity to ask why of causation. This is an insanity. It feels bad. You feel helpless, correct? That is by design. Your soul doesn't like it. By design. When I tell you God's world is flawless, it is so fucking perfect, it's not even funny. I mean this sincerely. You see, it is a blank canvas from which you can see yourself, your thoughts, your body of experience. But when I tell you that you are the whole thing, that you are the entire universe, I am not kidding. Everything that is appearing outside of you is nothing but a reflection of your mind. And as such, as soon as you change how you think, the outer world changes immediately. If you are fearful of what is outside, you just became your creation's bitch. I'm sorry. I don't mince words, right? I tell it like it is. Okay. So if you are feeling helpless, you are forgetting who made everything. Okay? And since you want to drive your reality car, not have reality drive you, the most important thing you can do is turn with the skid. If your reality feels out of control, it's because you are not aware of how you are thinking, and as such, you are blinded by the effects that you have made. You see, you must see what's in front of your face to understand what's behind it. Because who's behind it? You. There is no other cause. None. Zero. Zilch. There is no other cause. Do you understand me? No one else. You make everything. If I feel helpless in my world, I am fully asleep and unaware of who made everything. Now, the bright news is that as soon as you stop focusing out there on what has been solidified, you can return to thinking differently. But you must understand how it's serving you. This way you can see yourself, because we're not allowed to see into our own eyes. So we need that reflective surface. And as such, you need to understand what it is that you are viewing with your eyeballs. There is absolutely no circumstance, none at all whatsoever, that you cannot make serve you when you understand yourself as creator. Bottom line. The reason that people become unconditionally happy, and this is your natural state as creator, is because everything serves you. You can see everything immediately. You can see yourself as its creator, and therefore nothing bothers you. Nothing. Because it can change in an instant. It can change as soon as you understand who you are and what's being shown. So there is no man that's unattainable. There is no amount of money that's unattainable. There's no amount of anything that's unattainable. You are everything now. It is the fact that you have not understood how it works that you struggle against yourself. So if you're going to take Neville's teachings and you're going to call yourself a Neville Goddard coach, or you're going to attempt to teach people how to manifest, the very first thing that should be foremost is not to ask why of causation. Don't do that. Instead, look at what's in front of your face so you can see what's behind it. Now you know what to fix, and now you have the ability to make anything out of your 3D. You can repurpose it. You can get in and out of 3D boxes at will. If you struggle against yourself, you will remain where you are. That's what it means biblically. When you say, do not judge, or you will die there, that means you get to live as you believe. So as long as you don't understand that how you believe is what's being shown, you remain struggling against yourself. The key to happiness, unconditioned happiness, is the fact that you understand you can make any condition. Literally, any condition. Okay? So, I'm going to tie this back to no mind, because I'm going to make everything about no mind from now on. There is one thing that you can use when you are totally confused as to how your circumstances are what they are and what it is that you're being shown and how to get out of it when you don't know how to get out of it. Okay? Because it's one thing to understand that you made it, and then the next is, okay, well, how do I get out of here? If I made it, I get it. I'm willing to accept it. I get it. This is not the beat yourself up time. Okay? This is not beat yourself up time, but it is take responsibility time, right? I got to control the reality car that's going out of control. Okay. So the one way that you can get out, once you've accepted that everything is you, this means you do not blame the external world for what is happening. You do not get angry with people out there for what they've shown you. In fact, nothing has to change, but you can appreciate the hell out of the guests in your construct that are showing you what you were thinking so you can understand yourself as the whole image, the beginning. Okay? All right. As such, you're no longer angry, upset for what you didn't know. And you're not going to blame anybody, and you're not going to struggle to change something. You're going to appreciate everything that showed up so that you can understand your construct. It's serving you. Okay? Next thing you do is turn it over to no mind. What you are doing is creating a void. Okay? an imaginary void, but you're creating one. Just like one of the most dynamic laws of prosperity is to continue to create a void so that money continues to circulate and so that nature fills the hole. So if you ever needed money because money is tight, that's an indication that you are not paying out enough. You're not making a big enough hole. You're hoarding things. You're too worried about them not coming back. So you are the cause of this poverty. Okay? You want to make a void. Now, the reason this is because most times when you're trying to figure out something, okay, here's the tempting thing to do. You're going to tell the divine intelligence how to do it, so you're going to limit how it comes. You're going to be concerned with when it comes, even though time is not linear. It's one eternal now. And so if you don't understand instant results, and you don't understand how things change automatically, then you're not even being receptive to the fact, okay? So time will get in the way. How gets in the way? If there's an aspect of your divine mind that knows everything, why are you not relying on it? Do you not remember how Christ embodied it? And Christ is a universal experience. I'm not telling you nothing that isn't biblical right now. Christ said, I don't do anything, my Father does it all. My consciousness does it all. Okay? So, you must erase and eliminate the blocks. And if you don't know how to do something, this is the perfect opportunity to take advantage of this and use this void to your advantage. This is the moment that you are going to learn to let go and let God. Now, most of you don't like that term because for whatever reason, you have problem with the word. You have a problem with the word. I don't know why, but you do. I don't. I know that it's me. Just like you should know that it's you. Okay? Let go and let God means I let go and I give it to the part of my mind that appears to be a blank space. Why does it appear to be a blank space? Because it is everything. You cannot translate everything into something, so it appears to be nothing. It appears to be a giant void, and that is what you are trying to access to reprogram your reality. And you're going to use the universal laws of the vacuum creation, the law of circulation, and the fact that nature abhors a vacuum to your advantage. So the fact that you don't know how is the biggest blessing in the world because you will not limit how something comes to you. Okay? As such, the vacuum gets filled by your divine intelligence. So what I am actually teaching you to do, and this is going to be difficult for you because as women, I don't think you realize that you've thought like a man inside of a woman's world, and that is the problem. Okay? We are capable of both, ladies. Gentlemen, you're also capable of both, okay? But here's the thing. Gentlemen, it is very not comfortable because as gentlemen, the truth is, or as the masculine counterpart, you are rational and analytic. You're science. You are time. Okay? But I want you to, for a minute, think about the woman in your life, or just try for a second to embody the idea that women are not rational. There's nothing logical about them. They just know things all of a sudden. Intuition kicks in. They have always been connected to divine intelligence, and that is why, ladies, you owe it to the opposite sex to teach them how to think like a woman in a woman's world. It is a woman's world. I'm not trying to be funny. The subconscious runs the reality, and you as women are the embodiment of the subconscious. Therefore, it is a woman's world. It is feminine in nature, so understanding how to think like a woman is going to get you much further than your efforts, than your analytical mind. So I want you to embrace thinking like the woman. Okay? So your subconscious knows everything. You are creating a void. You know this works. You know this works, and I'll prove it. If I tell you right now, I want you not to think about anything at all, go meditate. And when I ask you not to think about anything at all, is that not when every thought and their mother comes to you? Every thought, it just, and you're like, look, I said I don't want to think about anything, and now like I can't stop thinking about everything, right? It works on autopilot, you guys. So I am asking you to trust the part of you that knows. So you got to get out of your way. This requires not thinking, no belief, no emotion, complete detachment, a simple understanding that I said it once and I forget it. I want you to practice crock pot cooking your reality. I mean this sincerely. Okay? So, what does that look like? I'll tell you. You drop it, you go about your business, okay? I don't want you to be floaty all day and do nothing. That's the extreme opposite of what I'm looking for, okay? But I do want you to take the thinking part out, because the truth is, not knowing is how you get to knowing. This is the Tao, okay? Not knowing is how you get to knowing. So by attempting to remove the one thing that is blocking everything from having instant results, that would be your way of thinking, okay? You get out of the box, and that allows you to have the clarity that you need to get out of your 3D box. So divine intelligence is going to come to you like a sudden whisper, a sudden genius thing, a sudden feeling will wash over you, okay? And you will know that's the action I want you to take. So you would practice no mind this way. Whatever you have to do in your reality, whether you like it or not, get it out of the way first. Do these things. 1, 2, 3. Whatever it is that's required. Whatever it is that's required of your physical presence, whether you like it or not, get it out of the way first. Okay? This is an important step in developing your willpower, because it is very easy to be happy when everything is going right, but it's a different animal to be happy regardless when it seems like things aren't. So you want to practice developing this muscle, this willpower. And do the things that you don't like first. Whether you do it 5 minutes or 15 minutes or whatever, do it first, okay? The rest of the time, I need you to give it to no mind. I need you to be pleasantly surprised by what comes to you. The truth is, and it's so funny, because if you realized it was always set up for you in your favor anyway, that you're the source and everything returns to source, so all you have to do is remember that your source in the vortex just goes, so it's effortless. Right? Problem is, we don't realize that it's set up that way. So I'm kind of like giving you the cheat codes. All right? So as such, you allow for this divine intelligence to come in, and it will strike you as inspiration. It'll tell you what to do. You'll just know it feels right. Those are the actions I want you to take. What this does is it takes your effort out, it gets you instant results, and you enjoy the process. The paradox is, the fastest way to get somewhere is very slowly. I know, sounds crazy, right? Except very slowly would require you to be present every single day as your reality unfolds, because your desire was already given. So by getting out of the way and simply taking the divine steps that God wants you to take anyway, your spirit inside of you that gave you your desire, you take all the effort, all the suffering. Now, for those of you that overanalyze things to death, use this method. For those of you who spend more time crying in your Cheerios because you haven't figured out how something is done, do you understand that when you're sitting here upset and crying in your Cheerios and feeling helpless, that that's exactly why it feels so bad? Because you've forgotten how you made something, and so your soul inside is upset with you? It's sad, because you're making something that is all-powerful helpless. Not to mention the fact that as soon as you change on the inside, the outer illusion changes immediately. It's instant. When you understand your power, you will laugh at everything in reality. You will laugh at what you once thought was grief. This is so important. This is how you stop and end all suffering. Okay? You're taking the guesswork out and you're allowing yourself to be led. Now, the fastest way to get somewhere is slowly, because I've already told you, your mind is designed for comfort. So if you're comfortable in the uncomfortable, then when you do something that makes you comfortable, your brain will resist it. This is why you do it slowly. You sneak up on your brain rather than try and force it. What happens when you try and force someone to do something? The first thing you do, instinct. You resist it. Okay? So if you're forcing yourself, you are struggling against yourself. There's no reason for this. Okay? All right. So divine intelligence will tell you what to do. Divine intelligence will take all the worry out of the way. Divine intelligence will handle it. And when you realize this and you allow this aspect of yourself to take over, you will be pleasantly surprised at how quickly things unfold. If you don't do this, I want you to remember one thing. If you mentally knew how to do something, you'd already have it. Right? You'd already have it. If you mentally knew how to do something, you'd already have it. Therefore, getting out of your own way of thinking is going to be required in order for you to have it. There's a certain level of faith you must have. But yes, the detachment is important. You cannot hold on to something and expect it to circulate back to you. Right? Like, imagine this, okay? I want you to imagine this. What you do when you hold on to something and you refuse, and you're sitting here ruminating over, how do I fix this? How do I do this? How? What if it looks like this? What if it does this? Oh my God, he did this. Oh, la, la, la. So you're sitting there entertained with this, right? This is the equivalent of not throwing the frisbee. And if you don't throw it, or the boomerang, right? If I don't throw it, it can't come back. I'm hoarding it. Therefore, yet again, all of this overthinking and analyzing and focusing on shit that I really shouldn't, that I should have given to God anyway and crock-pot my reality cooking it, okay? All of that is the reason I don't have what I want. You must realize you're the obstacle in order to get out of the way. Okay? As first cause, this is very important to you, because now nothing should ever bother you. Ever. It's the most beautiful thing in the world. It ends all suffering. The pressure's off. Okay? Let no mind do the work. Allow it to guide you. The voice will feel right. It will tell you, it will feel like absolute utter genius. It will feel like absolute utter genius. Okay? It will tell you whether you should contact that person or not. It will tell you to go to the store. It will tell you to align your furniture a certain way. It will tell you things that are absolute genius, that you will see the logic only after it's given. And as such, you should follow that through. The beauty of this is all the effort is taken out. All the effort is taken out. The law of reverse effort states that if you are struggling really hard against yourself, and the more you struggle, the least likely you are to receive what you want. Because you're struggling from a place of lack. You've forgotten that you made it, and as such, it becomes difficult. But if you use this and you know that it was already given, that what I'm asking you to do, okay, is realize that you don't have to run the race. All I'm asking you to do is turn around so you can see you already won. Remember when I told you what you don't want and what you do want exist side by side? You're in the middle of it. So if you turn around, rather than looking out there at what you don't want, instead turn in to the first cause of what's making what you don't want. What you do want can be shown. That's how desire works. Okay? So I want you guys to allow this, because you don't have to figure it out. Now, in our group, some of the most beautiful things are happening. And I want to mention Alexis, who said that her mom's back was hurting. She gave it to No Mind, and her mom called her the next day and said her mom was feeling perfect, better. That quick. Instant. It works for everything. So Jason, who said, okay, I applied No Mind and I know this sounds like silly, but I got 2 parking spaces instantly. It's not silly. To your consciousness, whether it's a button or whether you're curing cancer, it's the same thing. It's made out of the same substance. It's not silly. No victory is too big or too small. Or Kathy, who said, I don't know about No Mind, but I decided that I wanted to be more receptive and allow things to happen. So here are the things that happen. My meals got covered by my friends. Things started coming to me. I got discounts, and I ended up with $300 extra in my pocket out of nowhere. That's No Mind. That's the receptive part of your brain that is controlling the outcome. That's No Mind. Being receptive. As women, we've gotten away from that. And yet, that's our superpower, you guys. We are the embodiment of the subconscious. You know how they tease us and they're like, oh, women know everything? Oh, we do. We do. We're connected to the divine intelligence that does. We're the embodiment of that. That's why we're the universe. And as men, you have access to the woman in your head who knows everything. Please use it. Please use it. All right? So, I'm going to bring it all the way back home and say this. You should suffer no more. You should rack your brain no more. You should stop thinking when you don't know how to do something and allow divine intelligence to think for you. God, divine, subconscious, universe, whatever you want to call it, you, it's the same thing. I really don't care what you call it, okay? Knows the best way to deliver something, and it is the fact that you don't trust your own spirit to deliver it that causes your suffering. I want everyone to return to a receptive mind and then be present and enjoy your every day. Every day you will get higher and higher up that mountain. And here's the best thing. The top of one mountain is the bottom of the next. So you have an endless journey of fun. It's only going to continue to get better if you understand this principle. This is by design because your brain has dopamine. Dopamine is the hormone that is the desire to want more of what you want. The reason that you cannot have destination happiness, this is fake happiness. What I mean by that is the reason I can't be happy when that happens, that's destination happiness, is because my dopamine is only going to want me to want more, so I will always be on this endless quest to fill the void if I do it that way. Okay? As such, you get happy now because that's going to be matching your state. Abraham Hicks tried to tell you this. Neville Goddard tried to tell you this. They all said it in different ways. William Walker Atkinson, he tried to tell you. There are plenty of people that say that your thought, your state is like an antenna that is drawing everything onto itself. So if you are peacefully detached because you know you can make anything yours, you should not be worrying. You should not be fearful. The truth is, fear and faith are the exact same thing. You're believing in the imaginary, and whichever you make real, that's what you get to keep. Some of you are excellent manifestors of fear. And that's good news because that means you can do the inverse of it as well. It's good news. As much as you're afraid of your own power, being able to manifest in fear means you're going to flip that sucker on its ass. You're no longer going to be afraid of your own power, and instead you're going to manifest in faith. The law works both forward and reverse. You should not be fearing your creation. You did not die, because that's what this is, a mortal life. You did not die to be destroyed by your creation. You came here to make it your bitch. Literally. And by that I mean circumstances, not people. I want you guys to think about everything I just said. And as such, I want you to practice looking at reality the way I see it. I see through walls. I see through every circumstance you've ever made. To me, these are imaginary constructs that you are projecting onto your screen of time and space in order to experience them. Since I understand that, to me, it's all the same thing. So what I'm asking you to do is what you're asked to do in the Gospel of Thomas. Know what is in front of your face so you can see what's behind it. As first cause, this is the only way to take control of your reality car when it spins out of control. Own the whole thing. As such, you turn with the wheel and you can resume control of your car. But anytime you forget that every single human being is you, anytime you forget that every circumstance is you, anytime that you're angry at people because of what they're doing to serve you, to show you how you are thinking, because in love is love reflected, you are sinning. You are missing the mark as creator. Okay? So if you can accept all of that, and then, even if you don't know how to get out, you can use no mind, you will get out. We're going to return to being receptive. We're going to return to that. We need to. We're going to return to listening to our divine intelligence, to listening to our gut. We're not going to second guess this. There's this aspect, this spirit inside of you that knows everything. And the fact that we are not relying on it is the reason why life is hard. If you relied on it, whatever money you need, you'd have. Whatever health you need, you'd have. Whatever wealth you need, you'd have. Because you get out of your own way and it's already designed in your favor. It was explained to you a long time ago. Don't eat from that tree of judgment or you will die there. Because everything in the freaking Garden of Eden is perfect. And that is correct. Your job is to remember your perfection. Not criticize your creation. Okay? All right. So that's it, you guys. I am moving. So I'm going to go back to that and take advantage of my day off. But I hope this hits home. Please start using no mind. Okay? This is going to be the way to manifest. And one thing you should consider doing, if there are things in your world that you want to get rid of or whatever or what have you, please give them to no mind. Okay? All right. I also, in our group, I left you guys a question. I'm not sure who's answered it yet. The only one not allowed to answer it got the answer last night. So the question was, in Hinduism, who or what goddess represents no mind? Who is she? And have you realized that she is in you, regardless of your gender? Answer that question for me. Because you see, the path inward towards yourself is the only path, as you are source. Which path you take to get back to you is irrelevant. But the only path, the only way is back to source. Again, how you get there is irrelevant. But the only thing worth having is your understanding as source of your creation. Because when you have that, you become unconditionally happy. All circumstances just became your bitch. And as such, you could break down in the middle of the road and not care, or you could win $1 million and not care. Circumstances are made by you. Do not be blinded by the effects that you have made. Instead, understand yourself as creator. All right. Love you. Bye-bye, guys.